Hey everybody, welcome to the Distinctive Agent Show. I've got a question for you. Who are you? I mean as an agent. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Distinctive Agent Show. So in my coaching and my leadership, I've identified three primary groups of agents, all right? And I'm going to try to quantify them in production. It's probably really not going to work that well, but you'll get the gist of it, right? So there's a group that does maybe under 10 sides per year. That's group one. There's a second group which does, let's call it 10 to 25 sides per year, group two, and then group three is anybody that does over 25 sides per year. Today I want to focus on group one. Because as I look at it, the three groups, group one is about skill set, group two is about process, and group three is about mindset. So let's focus in on group one today, and I want to kind of go through some questions, right? And I think it's really important for you to ask yourself these questions and become very self-aware. Sales is not an easy thing, as Jeff has told us. It's the business of no, right? Like we all know this. But it is interesting to be reminded that, hey, listen, the business that we've chosen to be in requires that we be told no, 99 times out of 100 or 95 times out of 100. And so it really becomes a place where we've got to get control of understanding our product, right? And I've got some things written down, but also our mindset. So here's my question to you. Is this a scary business? Yes or no? Of course it is, right? Are you going to fail? I hope so, right? There's going to be times when you fail. I think the more you fail, and of course I've talked about this a lot, right? The more you fail, the better chance you will have of succeeding in this business. Are you prepared? Like, do you have the confidence? Do you think, like, if you think about the group three, right? They're doing over 25 deals. Like, can you kick their ass in a listing presentation right now? Ask yourself better questions. Identify the opportunities that you have, the areas that you can get better, and you're going to have an amazing career. Fail to ask yourself the question, fail to take action on the answers to those questions, you're going to have a real bumpy ride. So I'd like you to focus on three things, right? Number one, as a group one agent, the number one thing is you got to fall in love with your product. Okay? You got to know it inside and out. Your product may be, well, certainly your local market, right? It absolutely. One way to learn that, right? Go to every single open house that there is. Identify a submarket or a neighborhood that you really want to know inside and out, and call and set up preview appointments for all of those properties. Get out, walk the properties, understand what's going on in the neighborhood and what makes this street better than that street. Go back into the MLS and review the history of the property that you went and looked at, and maybe look at some of the other comparables that have taken place in the last 6, 12, 18, 24 months. Really be the pro on that one market. Here's something that's very interesting that's going to happen. The more you get to know about that one market, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be a pro, right? But you will have asked all the right questions, and you will have identified all the other things, and you can move on to another market to become a pro. And the learning curve goes down, and next thing you know, you're the pro at like 12 different subdivisions. Follow me? All right. Also, part of product is going to be your marketing, especially if you're going to be talking to people about listings. You better know your value proposition. We've made it really easy for you all, right? We've given you step-by-step process. Coming soon, mega open house, CB123 marketing, right? Like, we've done it all for you. You've got your listing presentations and your black box. Just know it. Just know those things. I just rattled off 5 things that literally in less than 1 hour, you will know inside and out, okay? In 1 hour, but you got to do it. All right, number 2, fear. Folks, we all have it. I don't know one person on the planet that is not afraid of that first phone call, or afraid of knocking on that first door, or afraid of failing. I'll stop short of saying if they tell you that they're not, they're lying, but I haven't met one. So what? Move on. Conquer your fear. Do it anyway. If you're afraid of the phone call, I don't care. Pick up the phone anyway and make here's the thing, right? Your fear is typically going to be born out of something that's completely and totally blown out of proportion. So I'm going to give you an example, right? Somebody that has a fear of call, or they call it call aversion, right, is usually because they don't have a script, so get a script. They don't know the script, so know the script, right? I have no idea what you're afraid of, right? Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, click. Whoops. All right. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, don't you ever call me again, you lousy. It's never happened to me. It's literally never happened to me. I've been doing this for 17 years. Typically speaking, you have blown whatever it is completely and totally out of proportion. If you will just make sure you know your product, you will be more prepared to conquer your fear, but in the end, you're going to have to push through it. No excuses. End of story. No plan B. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do the work. Nobody's going to tell me no. I will be one of the 13% that make it in this industry. Get over your fear. And then number three. My wife talks about having a rabbit, and I love this because the reality is this. I don't care where you are in your journey in your career, whether you're in group 1, 2, or 3, having a rabbit is very important. But it might be most critical in group 1 because typically speaking, if you've made it to group 2, certainly if you've made it into group 3, you are one of the 13% that actually make it in this business past 24 to 36 months. Very, very important, right? So find a rabbit. If you're in group 1, find a rabbit that's winning. Find somebody who's doing their calls. Find somebody that's doing the business. Take them out for coffee. Ask them questions. Throw the gauntlet down. Make a bet with them. Like, that's what I would do, right? Like, I'll eat a can of cat food. That was Keith, right? I'll eat a can of cat food on stage at the sales meeting if I don't. But find your rabbit and chase that rabbit. Make sure it's a rabbit that's succeeded. Listen, I hope this helps you. Again, group 1, if you aren't doing more than 10 deals in a year, you need to do some things differently. You got to focus on product and knowing what it is that you offer. You got to get over the fear. And then, of course, you've got to give something that will motivate you to take your business to the next level. I hope this helped you. If I can do anything at all for you, please let me know. And as always, be distinctive.